Okay, so I think we are, oh yes, okay, we are recording this call. Happy Terry Fox Run Day 41. You guys are amazing. Honestly, the finest representatives of any kind of fundraising charity organization in Canada, nay the world. So this has been another incredible day, and I'm so happy that you guys could join us. I know everyone's probably, oh, there, I am really big on the screen. That's distracting. I don't want to impede Terry. We are trending because of this unbelievable team here. Oh dear, Fred's still upside down. Okay, you know what, people? I'm just going to put it out there. This is going to be a crazy call. So just buckle up. We are trending ahead in year 2 of a COVID pandemic. And that is because of every single person sitting on this phone call. It is unbelievable. Thank you so much. And we'll continue to send out results, and the schools are looking beautiful. So I am delighted today to start off our program of celebration, love, and appreciation with the man who does it so well, even though he may make me a little nauseous at the fact that he is upside down. But it's a wonderful way for me to welcome my wonderful friend, Fred Fox. Fred, happy Run Day, my friend.
You know, I thought Friday was embarrassing enough, but here I am upside down today. So I have no idea why I'm upside down. I have no idea. But here I am upside down. Oh, am I still upside down?
Yes, you are.
Am I really? What
Yeah.
if I do that? Am I upside? Is it upside down? Can you see my slides?
We can upside down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, everybody just kind of, how well do you stand on your head? Is all I can say. I don't know. So, hey, I can't see you right now, so I'm gonna back out a bit, but great to see everybody. Thank you for joining us. I know I only have 10 minutes, so I can't figure out why I'm upside down, and never happened to me before, but great to have everybody. You know, last year, all of you were amazing, you know, in a very challenging year that we had last year. And for the most part, you know, we were virtual this year, of course. And you know, we're so thankful that all of you that are joining us today are here. Martha did ask me to maybe share some photos, maybe share a bit of a journal entry of Terry's. I'm gonna finish my time by not sharing a journal entry, but something that I kind of went back over on Friday and Saturday and over the Leslie Scrivener book, you know, the Terry Fox, his storybook, and it's something that I always refer to all the time. And so I went in there and found something. Now, but I was hoping I could share you some photos from my amazing day with my family. And if you're standing on your head right now, you can see this is my family, Terrence and his wife Melissa, who is due in a couple of weeks, and then Aaron with Jonah, and then wife Teresa, my wife, and then Kirsten with our grandson Jonah, another Aaron's other child, and then myself with our Scout dog Scout. So anyway, I was hoping I could share a little bit more with you, but let's see what happens here when I do this, but it's not going to work. Anyway, so I just want to say, you know, we all met at 9 o'clock in Maple Ridge at a spot where the Terry Fox used to be, and hopefully one day we'll find it back at the Hammond Community Center. And in this picture here, Kirsten, my grandson Jonah is running with me. I went ahead because I was the only one who was running, and Jonah actually ran close by me for about the first half kilometer, and he kept saying to me, "Grandpa, I'm on your tail. I'm on your tail. I'm on your tail." So anyway, he kept running, and so I did my run, and it was amazing. What an amazing day, because I ran into other people doing their Terry Fox run, and you know, wearing a t-shirt. Hopefully that looks good upside down. Terrence and his wife Melissa having having, you know, and Melissa, of course, did about 3K, and you know, due on September 30th. And then Jonah and Phoebe and Aaron and Melissa in the background. And I actually went from our run in Maple Ridge to Cloverdale, where they had a in-person Terry Fox run, and it was amazing. And I was able to get some stuff from the silent auction, and then our final picture of the day. So you know, thank you everybody again for what you've done. And where am I? Sorry, you guys, this is not working for me today, but where am I? Here I am. So thank you so much. And I'm going to, if I can, finish off really quickly. I don't want to take a lot of time, but again, I'm not going to be able to read a journal entry from Terry's journal, because he obviously wasn't running in September, this late into September. But I found something in Leslie's book that I think really means a lot. And I haven't read the book for a while, and I read these couple of chapters towards the end, and it means so much. And so let me read a little bit here of from Leslie's book. The simplicity of Terry's dream fascinated us. It was a dream of a young man, innocent enough to believe he could make the world a better place. We made Terry a hero. We did that because he met the requirements of heroism. He had sacrificed himself for a cause. Though his obsession may have struck some as being irrational, there was little of the giant about him, except for perhaps the vastness of his dream. We felt comfortable accepting Terry as a hero because he was ordinary enough for us to see something of ourselves in his struggle. Having seen Terry, we knew something of courage and compassion. To some, he became a symbol of unity. Politicians debating the patriation of the British North America Act or the price of Canadian oil were berated by their constituents for not bringing the country together the way Terry had. They had seen Terry run across Canada with a map of Canada on his chest, and he'd spoken openly of being a proud Canadian. Terry's accomplishments Terry's courage was boundless. He gave every part of himself with every breath he took. He was selfless. He had a great heart. He taught us not so much in words, but in the way he lived, about duty, dedication, doing your best, and always being thankful. He worked hard as he ran along the highways. All of us who watched him that summer understood that the best things, the things that touched us to our core and changed us forever, come only with enormous effort. Terry would get out on the road and run. He would show Canadians what a man with one leg could do. He would raise money. He would inspire cancer patients. But as Terry ran, it all changed. He saw a deeper meaning in his struggle, that one that could be applied to the healthy as well as the sick. He had seen in his own too short life that one person could make a difference. You didn't have to be especially gifted. You could be as ordinary as the boy who worked so hard to make the Maryhill Cobras grade 8 basketball team. All you needed was the will. Terry knew he was setting an example and that people were watching him and finally listening to him. He used a young man's words. Every one of us is important. Just look at what one person can do. People did look at Terry and then at themselves and asked, have I done my best? What have I done for others? Terry saw that many of us felt helpless, that we felt we couldn't control our lives. Terry believed we could. His leg was gone, but he was alive and strong, never forgetting the suffering he had seen in the cancer wards. He pushed himself 3,000 339 miles to prove what a young man with a great dream could do. Terry saw too that he wasn't alone. He had seen that many others, from the fishing villages of Newfoundland to the shores of Lake Superior, that shared that dream. And like Terry, they wanted the world to be a better place. So again, I thank all of you across Canada, all of our wonderful volunteers. We wouldn't be today here, of course, without Terry, but not without all of you as well. And thank you for doing what you do every day to make, like Terry, the world a better place. Thank you so much for everybody on behalf of our family and the Terry Fox Foundation. In the most challenging year, thank you so much for what all of you do. Thank you. And I want to introduce, sorry, I forgot my next chore, and that was to introduce Michael. And Michael, it looks like you're back at home, but I know you spent the day, I believe, in Sunderland, and that's where Michael is from, Sunderland, Ontario. And the significance of that for me and our family is our dad's mom, our grandmother, was born in Sunderland, England. So, and then came to Canada at a very young age, and immigrated with her family. So it's kind of cool. That's where Michael's originally from, Sunderland, Ontario. So Michael Mazza, the executive director of the Terry Fox Foundation.
Thanks, Fred, and thank you to everybody. Since 1980, Terry Fox Foundation, driven by our run organizers and our volunteers, have raised over $850 million for cancer research, and the impact that has had for people and families suffering from cancer has been enormous. And yet we know there's lots of work still to do, and we're still chasing Terry's dream to find cures for cancer. And I believe that we will find those cures, and so today is another step in that direction. And Martha said we're trending up, so I hope that we continue to trend up until that day that we find those cures, and then we can all just chill and relax and just enjoy what we did. So today was my first Terry Fox run in a very long time. So as I thought about how I wanted to do that, I decided I did want to go back to Sunderland, which is where I was introduced to Terry Fox. And so that was by my teacher, Ron Whitesick. So we were all in grade 6. Terry started running, and Ron had introduced some to the class. And then it just became a topic of our discussion every single morning. And so we would get up and we would watch the news, and we would figure out where Terry was, or how far he'd run, or what he did yesterday. And then we would come to school all ready to share it with the class. And then we talk about it every day. And so not surprisingly, we were mesmerized, as many Canadians were across the country, by this incredible young man and this goal and this vision, and we just watched. And so today I went back to where I did my first run, and Ron organized the first run in that first year, and they've been doing it ever since. And what's interesting is I learned today, and I didn't realize this, that Daryl Fox, Ron was talking about things he was proud of, and I guess Daryl actually went to my old public school. If you don't know my town, it was huge. It was about 800 people when I grew up. So my public school wasn't big, but apparently Daryl did make a trip there in 1998, and it was memorable for those young people that got to see him then. And then Fred this week told me, "Hey, Sunderland Public Schools on my agenda today, and I'll be presenting to them." So again, I think it's amazing that Fox family members continue to do these presentations and continue to inspire young people the way Terry did then, and the way the Fox family continues to do now. What I suppose was partially interesting in the run is there was a lot of people I didn't know, but the ones I did know, they were all from my class. So like Sherry Down, now Sherry Doble, is the run organizer in Sunderland, and she does it with her cousin Kenny Jackson, and George Pilgrim was there, and Bill Brether was there, and we were just all in Ron's class, and so Ron lit that spark for us. and it was fun to be there. It wasn't fun running. I think I've told people I hate running. I did the route. I now ache. My joints ache, my knees ache, my calves ache, my hips ache. I feel good about it. It was a good day, and it was a lot of fun. I was happy to be an in-person run, and I can't wait till next year when maybe all of us will be at in-person runs, and that'll be an awesome moment. I know we got 2 weeks to fire up the young people in the schools, and I'm looking forward to that. But today is a celebration of what you've done to date, and again, trending up. That's the word we just want to hear, and then push and trend up for forever more. So thank you to everybody. With that, I'm going to pass the torch to Bill Pristansky. Bill is our chair. He's been chair for 8 years, but Bill has been running. This is his 41st Terry Fox run. And Bill is pushing upwards. He's getting closer to that $1 million mark in terms of his overall fundraising. So he is a Terry Foxer through and through, and it's a joy to work with him. So over to you, Bill.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much. And to everyone on the call, happy 41st. It's an incredible feeling that together we are indeed closing in on a $900 million raised for cancer research, 41 years after Terry inspired us all to keep trying and to keep it going, keeping his dream alive, keeping his dream of a cancer-free world alive. Terry Fox Run Day. It's always a magnificent morning. It was a magnificent morning here in Niagara-on-the-Lake. But each year on Run Day, like Terry did on his incredible Marathon of Hope, most of you on this call would get up before sunrise to motivate the thousands of volunteers across our great nation to put up the tents, erect the stage, test the microphones, mark out the route, put up the signage, and retrain the registration volunteers. But for the second year in a row, most of us were missing that early morning sunrise experience, that buzz in the air, that feeling of the feeling of community. It seems that the world as we know it has been put on hold over the past 18 months. The global pandemic has once again forced us to innovate. But when you pause, when you reflect, when you really imagine, I can't think of anything that Terry would appreciate more. This morning, considering our current situation, I couldn't help but think that Terry's example is an important one for all of us. For in fact, Terry's actually the prime example of an individual that overcame extreme adversity, running 143 consecutive marathons with only one good leg to bring attention to the need for Canadians to contribute funds to ensure the acceleration of cancer research. Now that is overcoming adversity. Together, reflecting on his example, we reflect on his resilience. We'll realize that we'll get through this, and we will get through this stronger than ever before. And everything, there's always a silver lining. And the pandemic has demonstrated that medical research can achieve great results. We can be confident that our Marathon of Hope Cancer Center Network project will lead us to develop effective precision medicine for the Canadian cancer patients of the future. Earlier this week, I was on my morning training run. My earphones were tuned to the Foo Fighters, their recording of There Goes My Hero. The lyrics continue, watch him as he goes. There goes my hero. He is ordinary. Terry started out as an ordinary university student who, through his courage, his tenacity, and his generosity, Terry became the Canadian hero, the Canadian icon. As I continued my training run, I began thinking of my mom, my mother who died of cancer after a valiant 6-year fight in 1983. She's my personal inspiration. But at the same time, I was thinking of my father, who 35 years later beat cancer as one of the millions of Canadians who benefited from the cancer research supported by people like you, and the people that you work with, and the people that you motivate. Now, Martha, if I may, I'd just like to take a moment to read a few verses of the poem that Fred read to his grandchildren on our 1 hour primetime Terry Fox special in August, The Power of One. And I think I have it here on my iPhone, if I can pull it up very quickly. It Couldn't Be Done by Edgar Albert Guest. Somebody said that it couldn't be done, that maybe it couldn't, but he would be one who wouldn't say so till he tried. There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands to point out to you, one by one, the dangers that wait to assail you. But just buckle in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat and go to it. Just start in to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done, and you will do it. We will do it. We'll get it done. And with your help, your conviction, your faith in the power of Terry, together we will get it done. I want to thank all of you for your extra effort this year, whether it was a real community run in person, whether it was virtual or a hybrid run. I want to thank you on behalf of the board of directors of the Terry Fox Foundation for all the time, for all the energy that you commit every day throughout the year to Terry's cause, but especially on the 41st Terry Fox Run Day. How great does that sound? Well, we're looking forward to 42. And as I think Michael said earlier, let's hope that we're all back together, getting up at sunrise or before to get those community runs ready for the thousands and thousands of people that will come together once again in Terry's name to raise that important funding for our cancer research projects. Now, I've learned a long time ago, the Terry Fox Foundation, you have to follow Martha's instructions. So she's told me to do this, so I will throw it over to my good friend Melanie, who is in the nation's capital at the Terry Fox statue. I turn it over to Melanie.
We can't hear you, Melanie. See if we can unmute you. I'll let Tom here. They're side by side.
Hello, can you hear us? Okay. Can you hear us?
Both of you are muted, so we can't really hear you guys, but thank you so much for being there in Ottawa. Melanie, I'm gonna try to unmute your phone. No success. Oh, okay. I'm gonna try to unmute Tom now because we still can't hear you. Oh, there you go, Tom. We can hear you.
Hello. I'll pass the phone to Mel.
Hi there. Okay, hopefully this will work now. Here we are, downtown Ottawa. I have Tom and Lori who are on our organizing committee. We're thrilled to be here. We've had a beautiful day here in Ottawa. Here's the Terry Fox statue, as you can see. There they are. So this was commissioned by John Hooper in 1983. After he'd seen, he was a famous sculptor, and after he'd seen Terry run through his hometown in New Brunswick. And so this was commissioned by the city of Ottawa in 1983. And it's a beautiful sculpture right here in downtown Ottawa, across from the Parliament buildings. So I hope everybody had a wonderful day. And I will pass it over now to the Victoria Run organizer, Darren Ward. And thanks very much, everybody, and take care.
Hi, everyone. Darren Wark here. I'm at mile 0 in Victoria, BC. You can see the Pacific Ocean behind me. And I've got the crew here with us.
Hey, Terry.
And you can see the Terry statue we've got here. And Linda says I have to show you the firefighters for Fox, of course. This statue was put up in, I believe, 2005 and 2006. And this was done by Nathan Scott, funded by one individual locally here in Victoria. And it's a favorite place where we usually have about 1,000 people each year that come to this spot. So this would have been where Terry would have officially finished the Marathon of Hope if he in fact got to this spot. Some people think he would have gone to Port Renfrew, but personally, I think he probably would have stopped right here. So one of the things I'd like to do today is wish Bill Viggers a happy 75th birthday.
Happy birthday, Bill! 75!
And if I was there in person, I would slam a cake in your face so hard, Bill.
And he would too.
Want to turn it over to Dave Texera, the world amateur cannonball champion of POCO. Take it away, Dave.
We're gonna go to Don first, and then we'll go to Dave. Thanks, Darren. Don, can you hear us? Oh, where's Don? Oh, we see you. Let's take your. There we go. We can hear you, Don.
Am I on now? So I'm up at the Terry Fox Monument in Thunder Bay. I can't get too much closer to it because the internet connection here is kind of unstable. But I think you can see it in the background, and you can see part of the Thunder Bay Harbor. It's a beautiful location. I've been up here about a half an hour now, and there's probably been 100 people have wandered through. The actual run in Thunder Bay doesn't commence up here, but historically we've always had a color guard of local runners who start up here and run to our run site, which is about a 7 or 8 kilometer distance from here. But this is an iconic monument. No one comes to Thunder Bay without seeing this. Any family or friends that I have, it's always on the list to bring people up here. Today was a gorgeous day, beautiful blue sky, nice temperatures. It was just a beautiful day. Unfortunately, we had to do a virtual run, so the numbers weren't anything like in previous years. So let's look forward to next year and hopefully get back to regular runs. So with that, I'll pass it over to Martha.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, how are you guys? But I'm here at Terry Fox Secondary School with my long-suffering friend and partner on all things volunteers, Mary Ness. I've had the privilege of volunteering her into everything I've been doing over the years, and she's been an incredible support. In fact, even coming out this morning for sort of an impromptu event that we had. But this beautiful statue has been here for about 12, 14 years, right outside Terry Fox Secondary School. It was actually created by a former student, and it's one of 2 statues that are here in Terry's hometown of Port Coquitlam. The second one just got moved, and it's actually caught me by surprise when I got called about commenting on it. It's just been moved to our traditional start-finish line for our Terry Fox hometown run. So we're incredibly grateful for that. But just wanted to share with you something, even though we didn't have our real run, we had a virtual run. I decided to do my Try Like Terry. And this morning, to honor the 41st anniversary, I walked very slowly, 41 kilometers, and Mary came and joined me, did some online fundraising, and had a great time. But Martha, while I was there walking for hours and hours, I actually was inspired to write a bit of a song. Do you mind if I sing it for you, Martha? Is that good? So you know the Proclaimers song, I'd Walk 500 Miles? They actually stole it from me, and it went a little bit like this. I would walk 20.5 kilometers, then I would walk 20.5 kilometers more just to be the man who walked 41 kilometers to honor Terry Fox, Canada's greatest hero. I'm available for bar mitzvahs, weddings. But anyways, it was a wonderful day and my favorite day on the calendar. So thank you to everyone out there. Thank you to Mary. And I was supposed to throw this to Don Morrison up in Thunder Bay. So I think I'll throw it back to headquarters.
Thank you, Dave. And I would suggest, as much as you are an awesome Terry Foxer, maybe stick to the fundraising, and the singing will take care of itself. Although Kim
Many
and I,
people have said that.
we love singing in the Ontario office. So when we finally can travel, we're either heading to you or you can head to us, and we'll form a group. Oh my gosh, you guys, honestly, this was so wonderful. I can't thank you all enough for trekking out to those locations and giving us some Terry Fox love from coast to coast. I will say, I want to give a shout out to Donna Ball, who, of course, as we know, is a huge part of Terry's story. Met Terry before his run and was a pen pal of his. Donna actually went down to the monument in St. John's, where Terry started, and did a video. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry, Donna, if you're on this call, I couldn't open the video. So we know that Donna made that effort, and we want to thank her for that. So we did go coast to coast to coast. We just couldn't quite get that last coast in. So thank you guys. This is absolutely amazing. I also, I'm really, really touched by the speaker that is joining us now. We had the blessed moment of being able to finally meet the wonderful Alison Ince. I think it was 3 years ago now, maybe 4, when Alison traveled to Ontario to speak. Great. Thank you, Alison. And it was probably one of the most meaningful times we've ever had in feeling connected to Terry. So it's just a joy and delight. Thank you to my wonderful colleague, Donna, for, of course, nurturing, making Alison feel like she's the most amazing woman in the world, because she is, and arranging for Alison to join us today. So I'm incredibly delighted to introduce Alison Ince to our call. Thank you, Alison. Great to see you.
Well, it's lovely to see you, Martha. Thank you very much for asking me. I went on my Terry Fox hobble a little while ago. I turned 86 last Sunday. So Bill and I are sort of edging closer, you know, to the scooter generation. I sent him a rude birthday card, and I got a very rude message back from him just now. But I hope you have a good birthday tomorrow, Bill. It's really lovely to see everybody and to be here. And I'd like to just follow on a little bit with what Fred said. I think that there were 2 things that I remember. When Terry was getting his Order of Canada, one of the things that was said to him was that he embodied the motto of the Order of Canada, which was, "They deserve a better country." And I think that that's just what he's kind of given us. I met Terry as a nurse at the Royal Columbian. I was a supervisor of the unit that he came to when he had his amputation. I got to know him and the family a lot better after he had to come back to the Columbian from Thunder Bay, after the cancer had returned, unfortunately. And from then, I was asked with Dr. Antonick, who was the medical director then, if the 2 of us would be the spokespeople and the liaison with Terry and with the family. And we continued that until his death. Dr. Antonick has also now passed away. And I am very happy to say that I've continued on as a friend of the family members. And I want to just sort of pay tribute to the families, because the younger members of the family are now stepping up. And it's really interesting because we have Dr. Antonick's grandson, who I know is also involved. My daughter is slightly involved in Australia, where she now lives. And I know of several others who are the next generation down, who are now becoming involved. And I think that Terry would have been very, very pleased about all of that. When Terry started running, he literally tore, I think he took the lid off of cancer, because before then, in the late 1970s and when he started running in 1980, people didn't talk about it. It was known as the big C, and everybody was scared of it. And if anybody had lost a limb, whether it was to cancer or any other accident or whatever, you wore long clothes and you never talked about it and you never showed it. And all of a sudden, there was this young man in a pair of short runners showing his artificial leg and running and doing all of these things. And I think he sort of made cancer a more normal thing to be able to talk about, that it was just another disease, a nasty one to be sure, a multifaceted one to be sure, but one that we didn't necessarily have to be so scared about that we didn't even want to talk about it. And I think this was one of the big things that he did. I think the other thing that he did that we sometimes forget was that he also spoke to people of people with what we consider disabilities. He made us actually see the person and not the perceived disability from which they suffered, whatever it might have been. And I think that we don't give him enough credit for everything that he did. I remember a little boy who had lost his leg. He had had an accident. And at the time that Terry was running, he was only about, I think, 8 or 9. And he was having a really hard time at school because everybody was teasing him about it. And he couldn't go swimming because the prosthetic that he had didn't allow that. And he was having a really rough time of it. And his poor mother was going bananas because he was changing. You know, he was angry all the time. And all of a sudden there was Terry. And all of a sudden, this young guy had all sorts of people that had been bullying him before coming up to him and saying, "Can I see your leg? Is your leg like Terry's?" You know, and I mean, that was just one. And I'm sure that there were others all over the country that were experiencing this kind of thing. So I think his role has been bigger than just the cancer, which was what he started with. I developed cancer in 2010. I got cancer of the breast. I was extremely lucky because it was picked up on a routine mammogram, had not spread. So they were able to do just a lumpectomy. My lymph nodes were just fine. I had some radiation. I had 5-year treatment. And thank goodness, I have been clear ever since. 2010 was not a good year for me personally because I lost my youngest brother to cancer. He had a melanoma, which had spread everywhere. And I got back here. I'd been in Barbados, which is where I come from originally, hence the bit of the accent. And when I got back to Canada that year, it was to find Betty ill and in hospital, and then her subsequent death. And then I went for my mammogram to find that I had cancer. Fred had called and asked if I would speak at her memorial service, and I had surgery 3 days afterwards for my cancer. As I say, I was really lucky, and I would encourage people to do breast self-examination and also to go for their regular mammograms. And then after that, some years later, my husband developed cancer, and he passed away in 2015 from the results of prostate cancer. So cancer affects all of us. You know, I don't think there's one of us here that can say that we don't know somebody close to us or of somebody or a friend who has cancer or is fighting cancer. And that we're lucky in a sense, because we're composed of cells, and sometimes cells can go wrong. And I mean, we have, the average adult has trillions of cells, and any one of them can go wrong. What one of the researchers at the Terry Fox Research Institute calls, you can make a spelling mistake when they're being programmed. And so in a sense, we're lucky that we don't have more of this happening. We're incredibly lucky with the Genome Project, because that is now becoming more and more prevalent and useful in the treatment of cancer. And I think will continue to do so as the cost of that goes down and it becomes more sustainable. We've talked about the power of one that Terry has taught us. But in addition, look at the imaging that we now have, that we use. Not all of it, but a lot of it has come about because of Terry and because of what you guys have been doing and the money that has been raised. We talk about the prosthetics. We've just had the Paralympics. Look at those guys. Watch them running and see what they're using now and compare it to what Terry had when he was running. I mean, there's absolutely no comparison. And I think perhaps one of the greatest things that Terry has done is that he has showed us cancer is not selective. Anybody, whether they're black, white, brown, yellow, or pink with purple polka dots, can and sometimes does get cancer. We tend to live at the moment in a rather divisive world. And I think certainly in Canada, it is Terry's name that has brought us all together, that has made us realize that together we can do so much more, and we are so much more alike than we are apart. So that's all I have to say. Thank you all very, very much for what you do and what you continue to do.
Alison, it's a joy to have you. I can only imagine what a joy you were to be beside for Terry and his family. I know how much the family loves you, and we all love you. It's really easy to feel that he was loved and in comforting arms at all times when he was going through his worst.
He was, and he was stubborn as all get out.
We
which
like that.
is stick-to-itiveness. And he and I shared a very quirky sense of humor, a very dry sense of humor. So it was great. I still miss him.
Oh, well, honestly, the joy you bring us by able to share still in that, and how you inspire us with what you do in your own personal experiences as well. I can't thank you enough for that. And it's really been a highlight of our day today to have you with us. So thank you.
Thank
From
you.
the bottom of our heart.
Pleasure, and I always enjoy being with you guys.
Oh, thank you, Alison, my love. Thank you. Okay, so actually, we do have the wonderful Donna Ball on. She's going to share, I think, her video right off her screen. So I just wanted to introduce Donna in Newfoundland. I think she's coming. Donna, I'm so sorry I couldn't open your video. I apologize, my friend.
That's fine.
Okay, so that's great. So can you share it with us?
Host disabled participant screen sharing. So whoever's hosting needs to allow me
He's
to
very
do that.
controlling. He will give you the power.
Okay.
We like power here. We're a little bit power mad, Donna. You'll
There we
get
go.
to know that about us. Okay.
Hello from Mile Zero in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador, and happy Terry Fox Day. This is a special place in Canada. It's the spot where Doug and Terry chose to begin the Marathon of Hope. Many people visit here from all over the world. In fact, when we pulled up this morning, there was a tour bus of visitors. People come for reflection and inspiration, to seek courage and hope, and to give thanks. This statue of Terry was created by Lugan Boykov, and it's situated in the exact spot where Terry dipped his artificial foot in the St. John's Harbour. The harbour area has been built up significantly since 1980, but Parks Canada has done a great job of preserving this spot and this exact location. Back in 1980, immediately after Terry dipped his foot in the harbour, he would have turned to face an extremely steep incline that for the first 100 meters or so was covered in gravel, most of it very loose gravel, so very, very slippery. When we think about the phrase try like Terry, we know that even the first steps of the Marathon of Hope were an enormous try. If you've never visited Mile Zero, please take some time in your life to do that. Meanwhile, everyone stay safe, and let's hope that in 2022, we'll have the Terry Fox run back in person.
Thank you, Dawn. Oh, I'm so glad we got that, Donna. That is absolutely, it's a beautiful statue, is it not?
Oh yeah, it's stunning. Yeah.
And I believe, I might be, Fred could probably tell us too, but I think maybe all the family, I think, have been able to, I guess it was Raleigh. I'm thinking of Raleigh and the beautiful photo of him holding Terry's hand.
Yes. Yeah, that was in 2012, right?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, honestly, thank you, Donna. And thank you so much for sharing what you have about Terry. It gave us, I remember years ago when we first, you were kind enough to share that letter and his beautiful words about having cancer and making him want to help people and be a better person, as if that was possible. But it's really an honor to have you as a supporter, and I can't thank you enough for joining us today and making sure that we did absolutely go coast to coast. It makes us very proud.
Thank you, Martha, and everybody.
Thank you, Donna. Okay, so you guys, we have one last speaker. And I'm not sure, Gabe, I'm not sure if we have been able to find Jennifer and Ava.
Hi.
Oh, they're there.
We're here.
Hello. Okay, so this is fantastic. So we have had a lot of chat today, but Ava, we've been keeping the best to last. Don't tell anybody I said that. Oh, I think I said that out loud. It's so nice to meet you, everybody. This is the wonderful Ava and her mom, Jennifer, from Huntsville, Ontario. So I wanted to ask Ava a few questions because Ava has a really great little story to tell us about why she's on the call today and why she's such an important part of the work we do. So thank you, Ava, for coming on. I'm a little nervous. I hope you're not nervous at all, are you? Ah, you're fine, aren't you? Gosh. All right. Well, I'll try to keep my end up so I don't embarrass anybody here. So Ava, tell me something. I'm going to ask you a few questions if that's okay. How old are you?
8.
8 years old. Oh my gosh. Okay. And now what did you do today? There was something going on, I heard.
We were running.
What were you were running, and who were you running for?
Terry Fox.
Oh my gosh. How lucky are we that you were running for Terry Fox? And who was with you today? Do you have brothers and sisters?
Yeah, my sister, my mom, and my dad.
Oh my gosh. Who won the race? Did you run? Like, did you beat your mom and dad? Yes.
Definitely beat mom.
Good. Oh yeah, Jennifer, thank you. I think, yeah, Ava would have beat me as well. And so Ava, tell us why is it that you participate in the Terry Fox run? What's the reason that you're with us today? I know that's a different, let me ask it a little bit different. Did you ask your friends and family to donate to cancer research today?
Yeah.
Did it go well?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Well, maybe your mom can send how much?
$100.
How much?
$700.
$700. Do you see everybody clapping for you? That's amazing. I just got goosebumps on my arm. I just got goosebumps. I'm so proud of you. Know who would be super proud of you? Terry Fox. Terry Fox. I can't believe that you raised that much money. Now, why do you want to help for Terry Fox? What's the reason that you do all the running and the fundraising?
To help spread awareness.
That's great. That is great. And is that because you had cancer?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, that honestly, that you would have such an amazing heart that it touches our heart. And how do you feel knowing that you're helping kids just like you and adults just like you having cancer?
Very good.
Oh, you are so phenomenal. Is it okay if I ask your mommy a couple questions?
Yeah.
So Jennifer, if you could just share a little bit with us about this incredible, amazing human that you have brought into the world.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what Ava has gone through in the last, I guess, since she was 3 when she was diagnosed.
Yeah. So 10 days after her 3rd birthday, after a few trips to the hospital emergency room, where we were told she had pneumonia and all sorts of things that she didn't have, she was diagnosed with leukemia. And it was an instant blood transfusion and straight to sick kids in Toronto. And we didn't leave Toronto for like 3 months. She went under treatment for 2.5 years of chemotherapy. She's had 26 surgeries and procedures. So she rung the bell. April 30th was her last day of treatment of 2018. Amazing. And yeah, we still go to sick kids a lot more than most people do, but nowhere near what we used to. And she's doing amazing. Like, she's healthy and active and full of energy. And you can ask her older sister. She's just a regular pain in the butt little sister. Like,
oh my gosh, I have an older sister too. They're a pain in the butt, aren't they? Yes, I knew it.
So she's a very tiny little thing, but she has got more strength in her one little finger than any adult I've met. She's amazing.
Well, I tell you, you also have possibly the biggest heart of anybody I've met. For you to care so much about other people, even like at your age, some people 40 years older than you don't care that much. So you are a superstar to us. We are going to make sure we send you you look gorgeous, by the way, in your blue shirt today, may I say. But we have a red shirt that is for cancer survivors that we would be honored if you would wear. Is that okay if we send you one?
Yeah.
Say yes, please.
Yes.
Okay, that is
That's-
fantastic. And I just want to say, Ava, thank you for, showing us about how important it is, the work that we all do, because of people like you and your mom and dad and sister. It really gives us joy to know that we can help, and that you then help in return. It is a very, very emotional moment for us to see that.
Well, we're very grateful for the work that this amazing organization does, not just for Eva, but for everyone. So we thank everyone's efforts. It's literally life-changing. It means the world to us. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, listen, one day we hope to make it to Huntsville, and Eva, I will take you out without your sister, and we'll go do something that your sister can't do. Okay. Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, thank you. And we're going to send you some books and a little bit of Terry Fox fun stuff. So you're going to get a package next week.
Thank you so much. That's amazing.
I'm excited. I'm excited. But Deborah, thank you. And Eva, thank you so much, you guys. What a great way to end our call today. It has been, it's a joy. It's really a joy and an honor to have you on our team. Thank you for that. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you. All right, my friends. Well, I can't imagine a better way to end Terry Fox Day 2021. Eva has shown us exactly the power of Terry Fox. All of you show us the power of Terry Fox. It makes me cry to think that this beautiful man behind me, 41 years later, still makes the world a better place. And that is because you have taken it on. So thank you, friends. Honestly, Run Day, oh my gosh, Kim's going to kill me. Run Day 2022 is September the 18th. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Let's think the best possible thoughts that we are going to be. Kim had a great slogan today, and she's going to kill me because I can't remember it, that we're all going to come together again. That's not it, Kim. Oh, she's going to put it in the chat. So please think about trying to reach out when things open up fully again and book your locations for 2022. The power of positive thinking. That's it, my friends. You are wonderful, and thank you for bringing joy into our lives. It is, I'm honored to speak on behalf of my colleagues across the coast, from coast to coast to coast, to say that we honestly could not do it without you. And that has been proven once again in 2021. So thank you, friends. Thank you, Eva and Jennifer and Donna. Oh my goodness. And the beautiful Alison. You are amazing. I'm going to give you a ring out. Are you ready? Thank you, guys. Have a great evening. Go take a load off. Thank you, beautiful Eva. Oh, thank you, my friends.
Thank you.
Okay, you can unmute everybody, Gabe, now.
Martha.
We all got that.
Yes?
Hey, Derek. It's Derek.
Oh, Derek.
Beardless Derek.
Beard. Oh, totally didn't recognize Beardless Derek. Oh my goodness. Everybody, the call's over. You can head off and have dinner. As Michael Mazza told me the last time, he's like, Martha, you gotta let people go. And I was like, I don't think so. I don't want to let people go. This is my people. I miss them. I miss you all so much. I'm thinking that we need to convince Michael Mazza to have a national workshop next year. We fly everybody in, no expense spared. Okay, I love that, Nigel and Char, because you guys drive 20 minutes practically. So we're not going to cover your costs, but everybody else, we're going to cover their costs.
Everyone come to our place.
Yes, we'll head to Wilmot and we'll go see the new plaque, the beautiful new plaque that's in Wilmot.